Hello. Today we are gonna wrap up primary analysis. So in yesterday's video we managed to wrap up market selection. I just need to give an explanation of why on point number 3.4. But yeah, let me zone in and wrap up my primary analysis. Okay, so primary analysis. I feel like we were already doing primary analysis in the market selection phase because it's based on the context score. Yeah, I'm starting to doubt my market selection process because, like, it's fine. We'll get there. The problem that we have is we're kind of already doing primary analysis in our market selection, which is not ideal, but you know what? This will be a good starting point. What we'll do now is our primary analysis will be more focused on lower time frames. Okay, I need to pause this while I figure this out. Okay, I'm back, guys. I just had to go through my notes from the Duomo course to better understand what's expected from a market selection perspective and a primary analysis perspective. And I think, yeah, every single system is going to be unique. And this is going to just be my approach. Also, in the notes, they mention how there's going to be constant iterations in the future. So, I mean, as you can see on the side here, I've been iterating on this thing for over the past 2 months. So I shouldn't, yeah, I won't ever have the perfect system. Even 5 years from now, it's always going to be constantly being updated. But for now, this makes sense to me. Like, I need to get a gauge of the high time frame context first before I can drop down to the 1 hour and the 4 hour, which will be my main entry time frames. Okay, look, guys. Doing the system is so tricky. I'm gonna go onto TradingView right now. I'm gonna put my trading system on my second screen, and I'm gonna pick a market and try to follow my system. I just feel like there's probably steps that I take when I actually do analyze the markets that I'm not really accounting for here. So let's go for it. And I'm gonna start from scratch. So whatever analysis I may have on these markets, I will start from scratch. A market that I know is probably quite nice is GBP JPY. Euro is not too bad either. Euro actually also looks really good for more upside. It really does. But you see, like already I'm not following my system the way, like I'm subconsciously trying to look for potential before I begin like wasting effort trying to deduce the situation. Like this can be so stressful compiling a system. Promise you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna choose a market at random because for the purposes of this, I'm just gonna choose AUDCAD. And let's see if I can follow my system, right? Start on the weekly chart. I mean, already, this is just such a shitty market. You can already tell. It's gonna get a low context score. And that's my thing. Like, I can already see at a glance. But the whole point of a system is to be able to define what you're seeing and not just go for whim. So it's fine. Let's do this. Okay, I've chosen a market. Happy with that. Gain an understanding of the context on the weekly. So map out the medium-term structure using the parts tool. Okay, cool. Let's do that. So come here, path. Let me just let my partner know that I'm in a zone here. Okay. So we can see the bearish structure characteristics were strengthening, then we had this deeper pullback. and then it was a shallow, this up wave had a shallow pullback, and we're slowly trickling our way up, but it seems like currently, so now I'm gonna go over to step 3.1.2, just make a comment on the structure. So I'll say okay, I'm gonna say structure characteristics. Actually, structure characteristics show weakness in the bearish structure due to the low point is bullish, but we have not yet made a higher high close to confirm the new trend yet. Overall mixed. Cool. Right, that's done. Then select all data on the chart, make them visible on the current time frame, and hide them. Okay, so I'm gonna select everything here, and I'm gonna say visible on current interval. Great. Now 3.2. I'm not done. Select all data on the current chart, make them visible on the current time frame, and hide them. Okay. So I'm gonna do this and say, where's hide? Hide. Cool. Now we're gonna go to 3.2. Map out the significant levels on the weekly time frame using the checklist to ensure no levels are missed. Let me get my checklist out. Where's this checklist? Here we go. Okay, cool. I mean, these levels are so far from current price that they're unlikely to be relevant. Let's see. Maybe here. Maybe here. Maybe here. Unlikely to be relevant for us, these swings. Down here, no, maybe up here. No, it will be relevant in years to come, to be honest. This is relevant. This swing here, not relevant. This swing up here. But we've got this zone over here. I don't think we can really. Okay, but let me just follow my checklist, swing high, low, down. I'm gonna say, this pencil, writing with this pencil is not working. It's giving me the chills. Just gotta suck it up. My pen is, actually, my bag is right here. Here we go. Swing high lows are done. Then we've got this supply and demand zone. Prices interacted once. We're currently inside of this zone, which is interesting. It's very interesting. It actually makes this market quite interesting, although I mean we're seeing in and out, in and out, in and out. Yeah, that's fine. So that's supply and demand zone done. Reversal zone. Sorry. Reversal zone. No, there's no reversal zones. Fibonacci levels. I mean, we could probably map one out from here to here, over here. Something like this. Something like this seems about right. Oh, and the extension levels are quite beautifully aligning with the swing, like to the T. The problem is, when you look at this range, the interaction with the B point is not nice at all. Yeah, for this to work, the B point needs to be mapped like that. With a bit of tolerance, but then this is completely, doesn't really mean much to us then anymore. So, yeah, I'm just not comfortable with how consolidation we get around this B point, but just want to see what this Fibonacci would look if we mapped it here. Tricky, very tricky. Wouldn't probably be such a dependable Fibonacci anyway, because of all the alternate mappings, but we'll get down to that. You know what, I'll keep it in. Keep it in and see if we might want to break out of here aggressively and potentially interact with this swing and Fibonacci for double confirmation. Even if it means it's just to the B point to continue the uptrend, it's possible. Which also means we shouldn't have a directional bias here of looking for shorts up here. We may want to look for breaks and retests to actually continue towards the extension levels here and above. Okay, so on the weekly, because we are in this reversal zone, we need to hop over to step 3.2.7 and supply and demand zone. We're gonna, sorry, I'm just doing this on my second screen. We just need to add a comment here on the strength and dependability of this thing. So, number of times we see setup break versus setup completion. Setup completion, setup completion, setup completion. I mean, setup completion. So I'll give this one thumbs up. Price activity, I'll give it a thumbs down because we shouldn't be seeing price consolidating the way it is over here, but we try and dig into what's happening here. Like how badly are these people defending their position? With the moves away, it seems like they are trying to defend it, but the buyers keep coming back and they might concede to the buyers at some point. But the question is, why would buyers be buying? Why would buyers want to buy the Australian dollar against the Canadian dollar? That now goes into fundamentals, right? Is there any reason, has there been any economic data that would suggest that more Canadian dollars would be purchased against the Canadian dollar, or the sum of all Australian dollars bought versus the sum of Canadian dollars sold would increase, if that makes any sense? But I think answering questions like this, especially for this high time horizon, fundamentals would come into play, as to why higher time frame traders would want to defend this price or concede to buyers. The width of the zone is fine. Price moved away for some time before interacting. Nope. The context, I don't think the swing is appropriate for the context. Like, the move also happened in a very herd activity manner. There was a whole reason behind this. This has shifted, so I don't really think it's relevant. The speed of the moves away have been weak, so you see we're doing all of this, and already I can conclude that this is not a very strong or dependable zone. And the close types, the boundaries are not being interacted with, like everything is just negative here. The close types, it's not even on the boundaries, so I'm not even gonna make a comment here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 scorings. Only 1, 2 of them are thumbs up, so it's like a overall 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Overall 2 out of 3 rating. Not strong nor dependable, so happy with that. Cool. So let's see if I've mapped out all the significant levels. Supply, yes. Are there any trend lines? Possibly. No. I don't see it. Like, it's gonna take a long time. Could this trend line extend all the way back here even? Nope. Yep, I'm not even gonna bother. The time horizon is so long. There's so many different mappings, like it's not gonna be relevant anytime soon anyway. Just gonna ignore that. Okay, so trend line is done. Fantastic. So I'm gonna select everything here. Come into visibility on current time frames. Cool. So let's see if we followed everything. Select all data on the chart. Hide the comment made or strengthen abilities and unhide them for future reference. So I'm going to say this and hide. Happy. Now drop down to the daily and repeat. Cool. Sorry. So it's very clear here that stock prices found this balance. Grab the folio profile. No. I'm gonna make a comment here to say I'm saying that there appears to be responsive action. Let's see if I also take like yeah, could say that, especially to the upside. There's barely any volume that's being traded up here. So yeah, just gonna say prices found some balance. And then we're going to select it all and say visible on current interval only, and we're gonna hide it. Cool. Now we're gonna go to the strength and dependabilities. Gonna grab this, put it down here. Fan the swing. That's much better. It's a lot better. If we see, oh, the swing. If we go all the way back, seems like could be interesting, but for now, this seems to be the right mapping. So we might want to wait for a. Could there be another mini swing here? Ah, fuck off. Excuse my language. yeah. So this is bigger range, but there's this smaller range within the range. And I'm happy for me to account for. Nice. Ranges are actually quite nice. Let me go top up my spinach and kiwi. Okay, swing high low. Probably have one up here as well. Sorry, it won't be relevant anytime soon. Yep, this looks good. Swing high low, done. Any reversal zones we're looking for? Wiki areas. Nope. No identifiable reversal zone. Supply and demand zone. We've already got this mapped on the weekly, so there's no point in us mapping it here. Are there any Fibonacci's? A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A. No Fibonacci's here. Do we have any trend lines? I see. Would be better on the 4 hour, but we have something here. Confirmed. Something like this, yeah. And then do we have something around here? Let's see. And if we do this, do we have something? No. If we do this, maybe. And if we do that, no. If we drag this across here and look for this, maybe inappropriate for the context. Just have this little trend line here. Interesting. Is there something at the bottom? Boom, boom, boom. Nope. Something here. Nope. Something there. No. Okay. Trend line. Done. So what we'll do is set an alert here to assess the strength and dependability of the level. So we'll come here and say over here. What's nice is that it's the daily, so we have more than enough time to set. I'll come here and say daily swing. Assess strength and dependability of the swing. Okay, I've done everything, guys. Let's see. Drop down to daily and do the same step, right? There's no need for me to do primary analysis now. Oh, I need to do a context score. Based on the daily, weekly, apply the overall context score out of 10. The context score would be made up of a combination of structure characteristics and significant levels. Consider the type of situation that I don't want to be in. I would expect, pricing hypothesis in market isn't set up. Structure is looking favorable to continue with the trend. Price is strong, just then the start going, we continue. I think overall, so currently nothing. So I'll say provide context score based on the strength and dependability of the interaction. So I need to note that down. There's going to be instances where I need to wait for the market to be in setup before I can provide a context score. I can already tell the swing is probably going to be quite weak because of how many times we've interacted with it. It's quite an old swing, but we'll do a strength and dependability. Just want to say that some providing or revisiting the context score once So currently we don't have a strong setup. Structure is not decisive in any direction. So I would give this a context score of 4. And then there's no need for me to go down to the 4 hour now. Boom. Done. So I think we've got a good, our market selection makes sense. We've just gone through our market selection and I'm quite happy with it. I think tomorrow it would be nice to go through a market where the context score is greater than 7 so that we can then focus on the steps in my primary analysis.